Hello, fire friends. Kelly Grady here with another Figure Out Fire update. This week, the deposition transcripts for the City of Long Lake and the City of versus Orono were posted, and they are fire. The transcripts really demonstrated Orono leadership's inability to remember a whole lot, but this video isn't about that. I want to talk about the coverage confusion regarding Forest Lake and North Arm Bays from a few months back. It appears that Mayor Walsh and Orono Chief Van Eyll did not get their stories straight before testifying. Oops. So here's some background. In June 2023, the City of Orono sent a letter to the City of Long Lake requesting to withdraw the Navarre area of Orono from the Long Lake Fire Department's call area. Their letter stated that the area Orono intended to remove is identified with orange highlighter. It's important to note that this area clearly contained both Forest Lake and North Arm Bays. This is where the chaos and confusion about the coverage in these two bays begins. So now let's fast forward to May 2024, and Hennepin County Dispatch has contacted the Long Lake Fire Department for clarification on who would be responding to calls in the two bays. LLFD's astute leadership understood that Orono Fire did not have a boat and would not have a boat, and therefore could not respond to calls on the water or along the lakeshore, and assumed that they would still need to provide coverage for this area. Unfortunately for the City of Orono, it is not incumbent on the City of Long Lake or the Long Lake Fire Department to make assumptions based on their indirect knowledge of Orono Fire's operational and equipment status. And despite Orono's best efforts to sweep all of this under the rug, their letter indicating the withdrawal of the two bays of the contract was a major communication flub, and it put citizens at risk. After the City of Long Lake was alerted about these exceptions, they sent a letter to the City of Orono to seek immediate clarification and requested a written response from the City of Orono if it was their intent to add the two bays back into the Long Lake Fire Department contract through the end in 2025. A few days later, at the June 10th, 2024 Orono City Council meeting, Orono Mayor Denny Walsh stated this.
I know Long Lake had an open house they had a council meeting, and somehow the only people I think that are confused about what territory we're covering is the Long Lake City Council and Mayor Minor, because I guess he did not know that their own fire department was taking care of the water-borne kind of stuff. He just needed to call his fire departments, because I know when they were at the Tuesday fire advisory meeting that the deputy chief made it very clear that they knew that they were covering all the stuff that they needed a boat to get to. The only person that didn't was Charlie Minor at the Long Lake City Council. So he's got to call your people. Communication. So I think that's clear.
It was not clear. Unfortunately for Orono, it is not a requirement of the Long Lake Fire Department to anticipate Orono Fire's shortcomings. And at the end of the day, it's a contractual issue in which the City of Orono is legally required to provide clear and written notice to the City of Long Lake, not Long Lake Fire Department, about adjustments to the contract. And as such, the City of Orono then sent clarification, essentially regurgitating all of the things that Mayor said from the dais that night. And guess what? The City of Orono did not want to admit that they had made a mistake.
How many calls are what my expectation was that have happened in those two
I don't know.
like next to zero.
While Chief Van Eyll and Orono leadership was frantically trying to cover their mistake and downplaying the number of calls in the two bays in question as next to zero, within a few days, the Long Lake Fire Department responded to two calls, one in each bay. So instead of continuing their coverage with the Long Lake Fire Department, they asked Mound Fire to cover Forest Lake and North Arm Bay, and implied that Long Lake refused to continue to cover the area. This, by the way, is 100% not true. Not only has Long Lake been willing to cover the lakeshore area, but they also stated that they were willing to cover the entire area of Navarre through the end of the 2025 contract, and all of that is well documented in their correspondence. Orono did not take Long Lake up on their offer and decided to fast-track Orono Fire Service in Navarre with a self-imposed start date of July 1st, 2024. Fast forward to October 14th, when at the Orono City Council meeting, we learned that the City of Orono is planning to buy a boat, and they're appearing to hide the cost of purchasing the boat in the parks budget. Orono residents are really curious and want to know, why is Orono buying a boat in 2024? Is Mound no longer providing coverage?
A boat was originally on the fire department capital purchase list for 2026. It's
It's my understanding that Mound was covering our Navarre Lakeshore until then. So why are we in a hurry to buy a boat now in 2024?
So we are here now to today, and in the transcript of the depositions, Chief Van Eyll and Mayor Walsh seem to have conflicting understandings about Orono's intent to provide coverage to both of those bays. While under oath, according to Chief Van Eyll, it was never Orono's intent to pull the two bays out of the Long Lake Fire Service area before the end of the contract. But according to Walsh's deposition under oath, it was always Orono's intent to pull the two bays out of the Long Lake Fire Department service area as of July 1st, 2024. Denny's deposition directly conflicts with what he said at the dais and in the letter from the city of Orono and Van Eyll's testimony. If this is confusing to you, it's because Orono leaders are not providing clear communication to their partners or you, their citizens. It's important to point out that at the heart of this, it's not about a boat. It's about real life and death situations that require emergency response. And the two top Orono officials making decisions about public safety changes cannot seem to agree on who was or who is meant to cover the Forest Lake and North Arm bays. This shows that the lack of planning, rush decision making, and lack of attention to detail are major areas of concern, and why the rush to establish a fire department prematurely while its contract with the city of Long Lake was still intact put citizens at risk. The chaos continues tonight at the last Orono City Council meeting before the election, and we hope to see you there. But if not, I hope that you'll vote for change in Orono and support common sense fire candidates who have the public's interest in mind when it comes to your public safety, and that you all go out and vote by November 5th. Thanks for watching.